What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Fantasy Tomorrow. Today we're going to be talking about the injuries that we saw occur in Week 7 and the injuries that we really just need to be aware of as we set our lineups for Week 7 and go into preparing for Week 7. So let's go ahead and jump into all of these injuries. All right, let's start out with those long-term injuries. And there's a few that we definitely will want to keep an eye on going forward as well. Starting off, let's talk about Carson, running back for the Seattle Seahawks. He has a neck injury, and he was actually placed on the IR before Sunday, so he's going to miss at least 2 more weeks, which means that Alex Collins is going to be getting the majority of the carries for the Seahawks. Christian McCaffrey is in a very similar situation. Of course, he's a running back for the Panthers. He has a hamstring injury. He was also placed on IR before Week 6, so he's going to miss at least 2 more weeks, which means that Chubb Hubbard is going to continue to get the majority of the carries for the Panthers. And another running back that actually got hurt in Week 6 is Kareem Hunt of the Cleveland Browns. He has a calf injury, and he's expected to miss at least 3 weeks. I think that Demetric Felton's going to step up into that role that he has, and you could see some D'Ernest Johnson as well. Definitely a bad situation for the Browns in general. Now, Dak Prescott, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, hurt his calf. Now, he has a bye week to kind of get healthy, and he's reportedly going to try to play through this injury, but it's definitely going to be one to keep an eye on. And then Dawson, Knox, tight end for the Bills, hurt his hand in their Monday Night Football game. He has a bye week as well, and we're not really sure how serious this hand injury is, but since he's a pass catcher, it could certainly be something that holds him out for a little bit of time. All right, moving on to some more minor injuries to watch and see just how they play out when it comes to Week 7 specifically. First off, Baker Mayfield of the Cleveland Browns. He has a shoulder injury, and he's reportedly going to try to play through it, but we'll definitely want to keep an eye on him. Jimmy Garoppolo, quarterback for the 49ers, has a calf injury, but he's coming off of a bye week, and it looks like he's good to go, so good news for Garoppolo. Moving into some running backs, Antonio Gibson of the Washington football team has an ankle injury, but there's not a whole lot of info out right now about how bad it is. We'll definitely want to keep an eye on him and how he progresses. Nick Chubb of the Browns has a calf injury. He missed Week 6, so we'll definitely want to keep an eye on him, and the Browns play on Thursday night, so could be kind of a tough stretch for Chubb to play in that game. Saquon Barkley, running back for the Giants, has an ankle injury, and he's probably a long shot to play, and we'll definitely want to keep an eye on him. Damien Williams of the Bears is on the COVID list. He missed Week 6 because he was on the list, so he'll need to come off of the list this week. Now, talking about some wide receivers, there's a lot of guys here. First off, Tyreek Hill of the Kansas City Chiefs has a quad injury, and he was in and out of the game in Week 6, so we'll definitely want to keep an eye on him. Kenny Golladay, wide receiver of the Giants, has a knee injury. He missed Week 6, so I want to watch his status, see if he's able to progress at all this week. Kadarious Toney of the Giants hurt his ankle in Week 6. Actually, it was kind of a re-aggravation of a pre-existing injury, and he'll definitely be one to watch. Now, this is an interesting one. Michael Thomas of the Saints has an ankle injury that landed him on the PUP list at the start of the season, but he's reportedly still a couple of weeks from returning, even though he would be eligible to return this week. So we might want to hold off on Michael Thomas and expecting him back in our lineups. Odell Beckham Jr., wide receiver for the Browns, has a shoulder injury. He kind of tended to play through it, but we'll definitely want to keep an eye on him, especially since, again, the Browns play on Thursday night. Julio Jones, wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans, hurt his hamstring, and he could actually potentially miss Week 7. He's already missed a few games this week with hamstring injuries, so definitely one to watch. Jarvis Landry, wide receiver for the Browns, has an MCL injury, and he is actually designated to return from IR, so we'll want to watch his status, see if he's able to progress at all. We definitely know the Browns could use him because they're pretty banged up right now. One last wide receiver, DeVante Parker, wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins, has a shoulder and hamstring injury that caused him to miss Week 6. We'll definitely want to see if he can make any progress to play in Week 7. And then finally, a few tight ends here. Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs has an arm injury that caused him to be kind of in and out of Week 6, and we'll want to see if it hinders him at all this week in practice. Rob Gronkowski, tight end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, has that rib and lung injury that caused him to miss the last couple of weeks, and we'll definitely want to see if he can make any progress and finally return. And then finally, Dallas Goedert, tight end of the Philadelphia Eagles, is on the COVID list, and he missed Week 6 because of that, and he'll need to come off the list this week for us to be able to put him in our lineups. But we know that was a lot of injuries, guys. So here's a list to kind of review it. And you can download this list and print it off so that you can kind of have it with you so you can make whatever decisions you need to make while setting your lineup or while picking up players off waivers. So definitely go and print this out. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and drop us a like and a comment. And also, if you would go and check out our Twitter and our Facebook and interact with us over there, that would be awesome. And also, if you would go and check out our other channel, Pretty Smart Sports, where we're talking about all sorts of different sports stuff, I think you guys would like it. But again, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.